Alright, so I wanted to talk about this 4Runner that I got. I got it a couple years ago. So I've had it for a while. It's just been sitting on our property and I wanted to get it going now that I have a little bit of free time. I'm also looking for a new daily driver, so I'm hoping that if everything works out good, this 4Runner will be my new daily driver, plus like 4-wheel drive, camping, you know, like activity vehicle. So that's the 4Runner right there. I'll walk you around the car right now and show you the stuff that I'm gonna do to it. I'm probably not gonna get to everything I talked to today because there's a lot, but I'm gonna start working on it today. So I'll walk you around the car and then I'll show you what it needs. All right, so here it is. It's a 1993 4Runner. It's got a 5-speed manual. It's the 3.0 V6 and 4-wheel drive. So starting with some of the stuff, I have the stock bumpers that came on it. I would like to do some aftermarket ones eventually, but I'll probably just throw the original bumper on just for now. It's got like this 3-inch body lift, which I'm not a huge fan of, but I think I can clear 33-inch tires, so may or may not take the body lift off. I'm not sure yet. So this is what I think I'm gonna get to today. This is the frame. The guy who had it before had welded, like, I don't know what he welded on there, but he did like a really bad job. So I don't know. He put like angle iron and then he had these like steps on here that he made out of like pipe. So those definitely have to go. I'll grind these smooth, cut this angle iron off, cut the pipe off, and sand it. And then I bought some primer and prime it and maybe paint it today. And then on the other side, it's the same thing. This side has the sliders that he made on there. I don't know what he made them out of, like some old pipe he had laying around or something, but they look terrible. He welded them. Let me see if I can get it focus. He welded them like straight to the frame, so I might have a hard time cutting that off. I don't know. And then yeah, this was like just over the top ridiculous. So he had put like, let me get it to focus here. So it looks like he had like I don't know why, maybe the pipe was too short when he cut it or something, but he put like a plate on it and then stuffed these bolts in there to space it from the frame. So that's obviously got to go. That looks terrible. And then back here, same thing. He just welded a plate to the frame. So I'll cut all that stuff off and then sand it and paint it, and it should look pretty nice. I'll show you the inside if I can. The lighting's kind of weird today. Yeah, so I mean, it's not in terrible condition. I mean, everything, the steering works. I plugged the battery in. The battery's dead, but I plugged it in. All the windows and everything work. It's got a sunroof, so that's kind of cool. And then the back seats. It's just been sitting, so it's dirty. So I'll probably have to get a new carpet kit or maybe try to clean these ones. And then here in the back is the transmission. Luckily the transmission's out because I have to do an engine swap anyways. So I'll pop the hood real quick. Okay, so the story on this motor and the reason why I'm replacing it is because the guy that I got it from had said that the I think it was cylinder 5 was low in compression or had no compression, and then one of the other cylinders was low as well. Also, the other thing was the rear main seal had gone out, so that's why he had taken the transmission out and it's in the back seat. I'm just gonna yank the motor out, and I found a used motor online for I think it was like 1,600 bucks. Okay, so when I get the new motor, there's some things that I want to replace right off the bat. Just because it's a used motor, it's not all brand new. So I made a list on Excel sheets to try to price everything out to get, you know, a rough estimate of what it's all going to cost, and that's including, you know, tires, carpet, the motor, all the parts that I want to switch out, the labor, you know, everything. So I'm just going to go over the list of stuff that I wanted to replace when I get that new motor. For parts on here, this is my list. I don't know if you can see it, probably not, but I'm just gonna read over it. So first thing is the motor. So that's, I figured 1,800 bucks if I have to pay taxes or whatever. Tires, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with the tires yet. If I'm gonna do 31s and drop the body lift, or keep the body lift and try to fit 33s, hoping that within the next couple months I can take the body lift off and do a suspension lift to fit those tires. The next thing was a carpet kit. So that's another thing I'm not really sure about. I might be able to get like a shampooing kit, or have the carpet shampooed, professionally shampooed and cleaned. Or what I was looking around online, I could find carpet kits for around 300 bucks. And then obviously an air filter, which would run me about 20 bucks. It has some DMV fees on it from the previous owner. That's gonna run me about 600 bucks. I wanted to get either new rims, or these are the stock rims that came with it. Not a huge fan, but maybe black if I painted them or had them powder coated. That might be an option that might look cool. But I figured powder coating would probably be, 100 bucks a wheel or something like that along the lines. And then new rims would probably be, I don't know, probably around 100 bucks a rim or more. The interior is pretty clean. All the seats don't have any rips or stains except for the driver's seat. The driver's seat has a tear along the side, so I was thinking of getting some seat covers. The stuff that I was looking around on, the price kind of varies, depends on how nice of a seat cover you want. So that's something that I would want to do. So then we're getting into the stuff that I want to replace on the new motor that I'm going to be getting. So the price. So the water pump and timing belt would run about 300 bucks for the kit. The spark plugs and wires about $100 to $200. A thermostat, which is easy, like 10 bucks for a thermostat, so that's not bad. A new clutch, just while I have everything apart, I might as well, and that runs me about 200 bucks. And then a battery, another 200 bucks, and then I got some heat wrap for the exhaust. So that should wrap up, everything that I have planned. I'm sure there will be a lot more. I just haven't came across those issues yet. So I'm gonna try to get started on cutting these rock sliders off and cleaning the frame up. So I'm gonna do that right now. Okay, so I got this middle one broke loose, but I'm kind of having trouble getting in to these tight spaces with the grinder. So I'm probably just gonna have to end up grinding as much as I can and then just trying to beat this thing off. So I use the cutting wheel to cut the welds to get the steps off, and then I'm gonna take this heavy grinding wheel and grind all of the welds that were left on the frame just to get them, take the meat off, and then I'll take the sanding disc and I'll sand it smooth so it's a nice finish. Okay, so I got those all sanded, got all the weld chunks off, and it's all smooth. And then he did a weld up there too, but I'm not really gonna worry about that one because it's inside that bracket and I don't really think I can get to it very well. So I think that's pretty good for now. I'll hit these with like a primer and then a paint, or I might take a wire wheel and just kind of clean up some of this to repaint it. and then we'll go from there. After I got these steps off, I wanted to take a closer look at them because they are so ghetto. Okay, so this is all the stuff that I cut off the frame. Whoever welded these on there, I have no idea what they were doing. So it looks like he cut these out with like a torch or something and then attempted to weld them on. You know, see great welds right there. They're just super clean and, you know, nice. And then, you know, I love the craftsmanship with the end. He didn't even, you know, cap them. You just cut them off with a torch and call it good. And this one was too short, so he stuck another piece of pipe inside of this pipe to extend it. And then this one was too short, so he stuffed these bolts in and welded the back side of the bolts so that there was a spacer. And then this one's just like the front, except he cut this one to the right length. And then this also came off, and I have no idea what this was for. A jack stand or no idea. So glad they're off. I'm gonna start, I think I'm gonna get my pressure wash up here and pressure wash the whole thing, and then I'm gonna start taking stuff out of the engine bay. All right, so I just got it all pressure washed. It cleaned up pretty good. Not too bad. A lot better than it was. I got that all clean. There's one more spot I missed back there that I got to finish grinding before I paint it. And then, you know, all in here cleaned up pretty good. Okay, so I just got everything washed. So I'm gonna start taking apart some of the stuff in the engine bay, and just the stuff that I can, the stuff that's easy I'm gonna start with, and then I'll work from there. Okay, so yesterday I got the steps off on that side. I got the angle iron off on that side. I ground the frame smooth, and then I started pulling stuff out of the engine bay. I got the battery, the air box, unhooked the throttle cables, got the radiator drained and out along with the shroud, and then for the exhaust bolts, I was able to just, I don't know if you could see. I had to cut this one. These two came off really easy, the two back ones, and then this one, I got it like halfway off, and it locked up and it started to pull the stud out, and so I hit it with the impact and it stripped the bolt out. So I just ended up cutting it off, but it's free now. So right now I'm going to take a wire brush to the frame and hit it with some primer on this side and the other side, and we'll go from there. Oh man, it's hot in there. All right, so got the first coat on. I tried to clean it up as best as I could. Looks better than it did, for sure. I still got to do like up here, but that's where all the welds were, so at least there's no raw metal anymore. And then on this side, got that coated. I'm gonna let it dry for a little while. I don't know if I'll put the black coat on in this video. That might be for another video. So once I get the motor out, I can kind of get in here a little better. Once all that's gone, I can, you know, work up here, coat these A-arms probably. All right, so I think I'm gonna wrap the video up there. I got everything that I wanted to get done this weekend done, so that was good. Other than putting the black paint, the final coat on the frame, but I'm gonna let this primer dry. I got some other stuff I gotta get to today. So there's definitely gonna be more videos about this 4Runner because I have a lot of work to do. So I'm gonna film everything that I can, just transforming this thing from what it was to, you know, my daily driver. If everything works out, I'm keeping my fingers crossed, swapping the motor and everything. I got kind of a unique situation with the motor, so. But anyways, that wraps up the video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.